All right, baby, we're live. We got two screens over here. We got Instagram and we got YouTube. Let's get this adjusted. And now we'll get our audio stream started. All right, buckle up. All right. Here we go. Welcome. Probably not good audio yet, but it's coming, I promise. This is Quindy and Furnace. Welcome to the 8th annual Beantown podcast Pledge Drive Telethon Fundraiser. Let's go ahead and get started with a little music to kick things off. Nothing crazy. It's going to be simple and kind to start off. Very, very light, very nice. Let's make sure we got Instagram. Hello, Instagram. We got YouTube. Hello, YouTube. We got the audio stream going here. Looks like we are all systems go. Let's go ahead and get started here. All right, I haven't played this in years. Let's see how it goes. Hey, what's going on? It's Quinn David Furness. Welcome to my show. Quinn David Furness presents the Beantown podcast, 8th annual Pledge Drive Telethon fundraiser. Welcome in. Hope you enjoy the music. Hope the audio quality is not too bad. Thank you if you're joining us live tonight on a live stream. We are live on Instagram. We are live on YouTube here in the home studios, me and Miss Maple here. And we're just enjoying the telethon. I hope you all are too. We already had one missed call. I apologize for that. It was from my brother. I know he'll call back. Thank you. We got a lot to cover on tonight's show. Don't do a lot of music on the Beantown podcast these days compared to what we used to do. So just wanted to shake things up a little bit here, get us started, but set the tone for the show, right? It's Friday night. Get a glass of water here, and we want to have a good time. And I want to thank everyone for listening. Of course, if you are new to the show, if you found us on YouTube or Instagram or whatever, it's your first ever Beantown podcast, you should know that listener discretion is advised when you listen to the Beantown podcast. Number one, it'll occasionally use some language. Number two, this podcast is objectively terrible, but we are very excited to have you joining us. If you are here from Pakistan, Khyber Pass, Hyderabad, Karachi, Uttar Pradesh, I was learning about the other day. There was a Jeopardy clue about some Hindi prince who fought someone else. I don't know. And the answer was Uttar Pradesh. And I was in utter disbelief that was the answer. Hey, good start with the jokes. But regardless, thank you, Pakistan, for making us the 112th ranked comedy podcast in the Great Islamic Republic of Pakistan. And this is a reminder, if you are listening live right now, if you want to be part of the show, this is our most fan-friendly interactive program all season here on the Beantown Podcast Season 8. You can call in live right now, no joke, 815-298-7200, and you can join the show if you're curious what happens if I call in. Should I be scared? What should I expect? Well, we got games for you, and if you don't want to play games, you can just air grievances, Festivus style. You could talk about the Traitors episode last night, but don't spoil it because I haven't seen it. Whatever you want to talk about, games, or if you have a fun fact you'd like to share, or just something you're thankful for, right? Thanksgiving doesn't only have to happen in November. February is a good month as well. It is February 28th, the last day of February here. I don't know about you guys, maybe this is something you can ask about or talk about when you call in. As a kid, I was always this is not a joke, by the way, this is just as a kid. I could never remember because I knew February was the odd man out, right? I couldn't remember if it was regularly 27 and the leap day was 28, or if regular is 28, leap year is 29. I like to think at this stage in my life, I've got things figured out for the most part. I'm pretty solid with my months of the year, both in English and I don't want to put myself on the spot, but maybe Spanish. What is it? Enero, Febrero, Marzo, April, Abril, Mayo, Junio, Julio. Me and Julio down at the schoolyard. Agosto, Septiembre, Octubre, Noviembre, and Diciembre. Nailed it. So yeah, we're pretty much bilingual here. We've been threatening to do a podcast in all Spanish for the longest time. But we got our first caller here. Let's see how this goes. And got to get the games lined up. There's so much. I'm out of sorts here, but let's go ahead and get started. All right. Welcome into the Beantown Podcast 8th annual Pledge Drive Telethon fundraiser. Who's this? We got a big delay going on.
Yeah, big delay. What the heck is going on? I thought you were never going to pick up.
No, it's sorry I missed your call the first time. We did a little opening music.
I wasn't sure if it was going to be music all night until someone called in. I didn't want to be sitting there twiddling my thumbs for an hour.
Well,
we were on the NASCAR track.
You got to join the Instagram live stream, and you'll be able to see everything.
Oh, man. All right. I'm a fool for going on YouTube, I guess.
Oh, we got a YouTube stream, too. We got it all.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube. It's just like a 15-second delay. Like your mouth is moving right now, but I'm the only one talking.
That's funky. As long as YouTube keeps it live, I'll be okay, because last year they kept cutting it off. There's like 3 different streams out there, and when you're trying to do an IS troubleshoot while you're drinking an entire bottle of lemonade, or lemon juice rather, it's tricky. It's tricky. No stunts, just music. People, I do have a what you would call a Mormon Coke over here. I don't know if you know about Mormon Coke.
I don't know about Mormon Coke.
It's like rum and Coke, but it's Mormon. Here, I'll get it on the screen here. It's non-alcoholic. It's coconut creamer, Diet Coke, and ice, and it's absolutely it's delicious. It's a little homage to my fiance, who's living it up in Mexico right now, and certainly not watching.
That sounds terrible.
No, it's delicious. It's got the cream. You sip it. It's tasty.
Coconut creamer, like coffee creamer.
You want to do a splash.
Okay.
Mm.
What makes it Mormon?
Because apparently that's what they do at BYU. There's no alcohol, so between that and the soaking, they're kind of all set.
So they mix cream-based liquids with pop?
Yes, and I hadn't had one until a couple months ago, but don't knock it till you try it. It's pretty tasty.
All right, but
do you think it works with hazelnut and coffee made?
Oh, you could definitely do a hazelnut. We only had coconut creamer in the fridge.
Got regular Coke and hazelnut creamer.
See, what you're supposed to, and you could try with the Coke, but what you're supposed to do is do it with the Diet Coke so that it's less sweet, and then you bring the sweetness back in.
All right. Well, we don't have any of that. Hey, we heard you talking about traders, and I think so. Nicole hasn't seen the most recent episode, but she's deep into traders, so you guys might have something to talk about.
It's I have not watched. I guess it's it was just last night's episode. I've been on Reddit all day and haven't done a good job of avoiding spoilers, so I think I have a general understanding of what's going on right now. But man, we're getting down to it. I got to pull in for my boy Tom Sandoval.
Oh my gosh!
They put Boston Rob out, and I'm gonna cry.
They already did.
Wait, I said no spoilers.
I was so sad that they got Carolyn last week. She's my favorite.
Yeah.
Carolyn.
We need Danielle to go next.
Oh, she's the worst.
It's very
She's so
irritating.
annoying. I love Gabby though. I love her Gabby too.
Yeah, she's played very well. It's getting down to nut cutting time.
I guess you can say that.
You guys want to play a game?
Sure. Yeah. What do you got for us?
All right. Well, you're the first caller, so it's open season here. We've got number 1 is a juice quiz. Number 2 is the juice is loose. Number 3, nobody wants beer tawil. Number 4, ranch hodgepodge. And number 5, most populous cities on the body of water.
Is the juice quiz about O.J. Simpson or about juice?
The first one's about juice. The second one's about OJ.
All right, let's do the one about juice.
Okay.
Okay, juice. Here we go. And we will, whether people call in, whether 5 people call in and want to play games or not, we'll get through all the games live in air because I spent the better half of 20 minutes working on it today. So, all right, this is the silliest one by far. So I guess it's good to start with this. All right, this is a 5-question multiple choice quiz. Here's question number 1, and if you get all 5 correct, you get the bonus prize, which is a look into the camera and saying congratulations. So you got that to look forward to. All right, here's first question. What is the primary ingredient in orange juice? Is it oranges, carrots, cabbage, or artificial sunshine?
That's gotta be orange.
Yeah, no tricks yet. Just wait. All right, you're 1 for 1. Here's question 2. Why do some juices say not from concentrate? Is it A, they don't want you to think too hard about it? B, they haven't been turned into a juice powder and rehydrated? C, they're just trying to sound fancy? Or D, because extra watery fruit sauce didn't sell well?
It wasn't a powder.
Oh, I was about to ding you because your B's and your D's, it's always the same.
Oh,
It's okay. It's all right. You got it.
Boil it.
B is correct. They haven't been turned into juice powder and rehydrated. All right, 2 for 2. This is a good start. All right, here's number 3. What's the real reason apple juice is often clearer than orange juice? Is it A, apple juice went to finishing school? B, they filter out the drama, like traders? C, it's made from apple ghosts? Or D, it's strained more during processing to remove pulp and sediment?
Jack, you want to take this
I
one?
feel like it's gotta be D.
It is the pulp and sediment, and apparently, you're removing more sediment in the apple juice. That makes me question how much sediment is present in the orange juice, but I guess we got to move on here.
They always say that the only difference between apple juice and apple cider is something to do with how much pulp or whatever is in it, but I never bought that because it tastes completely different.
Apple juice seems kind of sparkly, if I may. I don't know.
I was never a big fan of apple juice. I don't know. What I do like an underrated juice is white grape juice.
It's hard to find. You don't see it as often, but I agree. It's pretty delicious.
That's pretty good.
I had a thought about apple juice. I like to get it when you go to the hotel and they've got the breakfast area and the soda dispenser where you get juice from it. That's the good stuff.
They have good apple juice there. I always spring for well, if they have grape, I'm gonna go for grape 99 times out of 100.
I feel like
the OJ.
Usually at the hotel breakfast, it's typically just your OJ and your AJ. But I suppose if you had a GJ, you could opt for that as well. If you wanted to make a Mormon GJ, you got to add a splash of cream to your apple juice, and then it's basically like the white grape juice. So it all comes full circle. All right.
I think they call that sugar dog.
Tasty.
It's an old family recipe.
Delish. All right, you're 3 for 3. Here's question 4. What's the best way to drink a juice box like an adult? A, with dignity and grace. B, biting off the straw and chugging it like a rebel. C, pouring it into a wine glass and swirling it like a sommelier, SOMMELIER. Or D, you don't. Juice boxes are strictly for kids and grown-ups who refuse to grow up.
A, with dignity and grace.
I was going to give this one to you no matter what you said, unless it was D. So
I was leaning towards C.
that's good too. The sommelier. You got a favorite Capri Sun flavor?
Isn't there just a fruit punch, classic fruit punch?
Oh, there's much more than that.
I like the high C juice boxes. When I was a kid, I thought it was Hick.
Hick, yeah. High.
Yeah.
High in vitamin C presumably is what they're referencing, but it could also be calcium. We'll never know. All right, you're going for glory here with question 5. What makes pineapple juice unique compared to most other fruit juices? Is it A, it contains an enzyme that tries to digest you back? B, it's harvested by singing to the pineapples first, and I would know. I've been to a pineapple plantation before. Dole, that's name brand. C, it was once used as rocket fuel. Or D, it's the only juice legally required to wear sunglasses because it's so cool.
Is all of the above an answer?
Not for this one.
I think it's A.
It is. It digests you back. And the last time I was at the Dole plantation, you can get Dole Whip, as they say, WHIP, also a political position that no one understands. But you get the little slivers of pineapple on top of it. And you got to be careful because those things will cut your tongue up. And no one wants that on their vacation. So just next time you're in Oahu, watch out for the ninja slicing pineapples.
All right.
That's why Al Pastor is so tender, because the pineapple juice verde breaks down the proteins in the meats.
Absolutely. You ever go to one of those steakhouses or restaurants where they just bring you like 10 different platters and you just pick what you want?
Like Fogo de Chao? No,
Yeah.
I've never been there.
We had something like that when we were in Jamaica, and oof, you just go. It's delicious. So put it on the bucket
That
list.
was hot dogs somewhere.
Ooh,
Definitely hot dogs, remember?
big hot dog.
There was this hotel, like boutique hotel in Kigali called Heaven. I think I went there was when you visited Quinn, but I went there once or twice, and they had this really great breakfast buffet. And of course, us people for volunteers are always starved, especially for protein, because I think we were bad about buying proteins and cooking it for ourselves. And so a couple of times I went to heaven, we'd go and just load up on all of the meat at the buffet and call it meat plate, and just go to town, and it was pretty great.
Sounds pretty good. Hopefully it didn't back up your indoor plumbing too much.
Oh, it backed things up. But
it's tough. That's tough. Well, you're the first callers. You've already supported the show with your donation. Thank you very much for that. We got a special prize coming for you in the mail later on here when I get around to it. But it's pretty exciting. It's pretty special this year. I won't spoil it. Actually, I think I listed it on the site though. So
yeah, it's on the site.
Well, that's a good opportunity. If you're out there, you're listening, you're watching, you haven't donated, go to the GoFundMe in our link to donate. But thank you for donating. I appreciate it. Any other parting words of wisdom here before we hop off, or any grievances or anything you want to air?
When I am drinking a glass of juice at this time, you have one guess.
Here, I need to get lots of.
Okay, it is a good mixer. It is crisp and delicious and mixes really well. One of my favorite mocktails is to have this juice with some LaCroix and maybe a squeeze of lime juice.
Okay.
What is it?
My gut reaction before you even got into the details was diet cranberry.
Okay, close. Not diet, just regular 100% cranberry juice.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. It's you got the regular Coke and the regular cranberry juice. I'm going diet over here. Someone's living large.
Yeah, but I don't like that diet stuff. I'm afraid of the chemicals.
I just don't like the taste.
But yeah, also that. But
the only time I want to drink a diet pop is if it's like a warm diet sun kissed on Lake Chappelle in the canoe.
Nice crisp
or a carp
summer day.
Around me.
Mm-hmm. Now it's just a swamp. Yeah, like Shrek.
Only other parting thought. There's a second donation you'll see on the site. That's from Nicole.
Oh.
And she specifically wanted the limerick. So
okay.
It's two separate donations for two separate folks.
All right. Well, I appreciate that as well. And we'll get to work on that limerick pretty shortly here, okay?
Yeah. All right. We don't want to hog the phone lines, but we're gonna stay tuned. Good luck with the rest of the Telethon. It's always a high year.
Thank you. Well, thanks for calling in. Thanks for supporting the show, and congratulations on the clean sweep in the juice game. And enjoy the cranberry. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
We will.
All right. Take care.
Podcasting.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
Our first caller. It's that easy, folks. Get in on the ground floor. Play some games. You heard the categories. You're going to want to guess about OJ. Oh, we got, geez, give me a second to get my Mormon Coke here. We haven't even gotten into our topics yet. Caller number 2, it's my mom. Hi, Mom. Hello.
Hi, Q. It's Mom and Dad.
All right, you got to listen to the phone, not the YouTube, because there's a delay.
I just turned it down.
All right, how's it going?
Good. How are you? Congrats on another pledge drive. We're so excited. We've been waiting all day.
8 trips around the sun. It's our first after dark edition. So if you make it to hour 3, that's when the strip poker starts. I'm playing against myself.
Wow. We'll be in bed. Yeah.
Well, you guys, what's new on the West Coast?
Dad just went for a run. I just ate some Mongolian chicken for dinner.
Oh, Sun Tzu.
Very nice today. It's beautiful out. We just made our pledge drive donation via Venmo.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much.
We're super excited.
So how does General Zhou compare to Kung Pao, compared to Su? What's the Art of War guy? Su Chen.
Oh, Lao Tzu.
Lao Tzu. Definitely not right. That's okay.
Yeah. Well,
Well, we make Mongolian chicken, so we had to consult Genghis Khan for this one.
So you have a secret Mongolian secret. That's spice rub.
Yurts.
Ooh, yurts. I think we could start a girl band called the Spice Rubs, and everyone's like teriyaki or I don't know what other spice rubs are out there. Jerk is good. Pineapple, we were just talking about pineapple on your carne asada or al pastor, which means to the pastor in Spanish.
Oh, wow!
We already did the months of the year in Espanol. Now we're translating foods, la comida, as we would say. So we're having a good time over here.
Right now we're in una cochina.
You're in the kitchen?
We are in the kitchen.
Okay, you were kind of bouncing back and forth between languages there, and it kind of scrambled my brain.
We're bilingual.
Likewise. Well, you guys want to play a game?
We would love to play a game.
All right, here are the choices. We've already done the juice quiz, so there's 4 left to choose from. You have the juice is loose, nobody wants beer tawil, ranch hodgepodge, or most populous cities on the body of water.
You're good at geography.
Oh, I feel.
What was the
one before the bodies of water?
Ranch hodgepodge.
Oh, let's go for ranch hodgepodge.
All right, ranch hodgepodge it is. It's a 5-question multiple choice quiz. Here's question number 1. Which of these is an actual weird ranch dressing product that has been sold? Is it A, ranch dressing soda, B, ranch scented cologne, C, ranch flavored toothpaste, or D, ranch lip balm?
What are the last 2 again? The lip balm and what?
You have C, toothpaste, and D, lip balm.
Let's go with lip balm.
All right. Per my sources, it's ranch dressing soda A, but I do want to say that it wouldn't shock me if somewhere in the world someone had made a ranch lip balm. So I'm going to give it to you anyways because I'm licking my lips just thinking about it.
Dad and I just lost our dinner.
Well, you have to head back to Mongolia, I guess. Here's question number 2. What is a defining characteristic of a classic ranch-style house? Is it A, a second-floor balcony for lasso practice, B, a long, low, single-story design with an open layout, C, built exclusively on actual ranches with cows included, or D, a secret underground bunker for emergency barbecues?
I'm going to defer to the home inspection expert.
If I get this one wrong, I'm losing my license. They're good. Those were all good ones, but I think there must be.
Yep, B, a long, low, single-story design with an open layout. That is correct. There we go. All right.
I was really hoping it was on the ranch.
Every house in Rockford, Illinois.
Yeah.
Back in the saddle again, just like those ranches. All right, here we go. Question number 3. Which major accomplishment did Paolo Banchero achieve in his rookie NBA season? And I want to clarify, yes, that is Banchero with a B. So it's not really a question about ranch, but he's he's a quality player. So A, he won Dancing with the Stars. B, he was named the NBA Rookie of the Year. C, he legally changed his name to Paolo Ranchero in order of his love for dressing or in honor of his love for dressing. Or D, he dunked from the 3-point line twice.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody dunk from the 3-point line. But I don't watch that much basketball.
This is one you don't want to overthink. He was a high draft pick.
Okay. You go for it. You dunked from the 3-point line twice?
No, the other basketball one. He was Rookie of the Year.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's all right.
I've already forgotten the other ones.
It's all right. Still got time to make things up. It's all right. You're gonna like this one. Question number 4. What makes Anna Creek Station unique in terms of size? Is it A, it's the largest ranch in the world by area, B, it's so small it only has a few cows, C, it has the world's largest indoor barn, or D, it has more sheep than people. And the hint here is only one of those answers had anything to do with ranch, or mentioned ranch, I guess.
What was B? What was B again?
B was it's so small it only has a few cows, but answer choice A actually mentioned the term ranch. It's the largest ranch in the world by area. All right, that's correct. It's the largest ranch in the world by area, Anna Creek Station. All right.
Where is it? Australia?
South of here somewhere. Australia, that sounds right. Probably Queensland or New South Wales or the Western Territory, because they kind of got lazy with their naming conventions. All right.
I like the western of all the territories.
It's Darwin or Perth, one of those. Who knows? Here is question number 5, your last one. What is Rancho Cucamonga most famous for? Is it A, its annual avocado festival, B, being home to the largest snowman ever built, C, its proximity to the San Bernardino Mountains and excellent hiking trails, or D, hosting a secret underground barbecue?
I thought it was going to be something to do with train, because they always do that on the train. They'd say, next stop, whatever, and Rancho Cucamonga.
No trains here. Think more outdoorsy.
The hiking one.
It was the hiking one. Its proximity to the San Bernardino Mountains, and I didn't find anything about an annual avocado festival or the largest snowman or the underground barbecue. But if you're listening out there and you guessed wrong, feel free to submit your updates. Well, you were 3.5 out of 5. That's pretty solid. It's just wait till whether we have someone play or I got to just read through it. Wait till you get to this most populous cities on the body of water quiz, because that baby gets gnarly. So that'll probably be a couple hours in. But yeah.
Can we get a little more of the view of our grand dog?
She's right there. You can see her on YouTube. If you're on Instagram and you want to see the dog, you got to go to YouTube.
I'm looking at YouTube. All I see is her butt.
That's her head. She's sleeping down here.
All right.
She's a butthead.
We love Miss Mapes.
Likewise. Any parting thoughts for the Beantown Podcast 8th Annual Telethon?
Well, keep up the good work. Every year is better than the last.
Every year is better than the last.
There's no lemon juice this time, so hopefully fewer digestion issues.
That was not good.
It's tough on the tongue too. But well, I thank you for donating. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate it, and thanks for playing our games. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks, Quinn. Good luck.
All right, parents, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, it's just that easy, folks. 2 calls in, 2 donations, 2 games. We've still got some great geography quizzes. We've still got a great OJ quiz. So whatever you want to do, you can also just call in and not play a game if you don't want to be under that pressure. If you just want to jib the jab, I think we said listener discretion is advised. If not, it is. Shoot the shit, whatever you want to do. And as a reminder, if you are just joining us, this is our 8th annual Pledge Drive Telethon fundraiser. Every year we raise money to cover the costs of the shows, which is our website hosting and our SoundCloud, which is our audio host, so that we get an MSNBC feed is what they call it, RSN actually. So we can meet you wherever you're at. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Player, FM, Castbox, radio.com, wherever you're listening, that's what you support. The good news is you're not actually supporting the show, really. I mean, technically you are, but then I go ahead, I turn things around, and I shoot that donation out to the United Way of Metro Chicago. Every year we raise a couple $100 thanks to you all for that. So that is what we're doing here on the show today. We are raising money. You can go to the GoFundMe. If you know me personally, you can Venmo me, whatever you are comfortable with. We got great donor tiers. I should mention, I wrote down the donor tiers because I wanted to read those live on air. So we're about 40 minutes behind here. I apologize. But here are the 2025 Season 8 Beantown Podcast donor tiers that we've got going. So the Silver Club, this is any donation from $0 to $15. Silver Club is a verbal commendation live on the Beantown Podcast. Now, if you get in on the ground floor, you can get a commendation live here on the Telethon, which is really a marquee event for us, Marquee. I think Marqueen would be like a good, I don't know, point guard for UNC Chapel Hill or something, right? Patrick Marqueen. What do you think, Maple? Let's continue on here. The Gold Club is anywhere from a $15 or I guess $16 to $29 donation. That is a limerick created in your honor and shared live on air, and we'll try to get those on the Beantown blog as well. Speaking of things that your money helps support, it's the Beantown blog, right? You want to check it out. Any of our past writings, we've got comedy, we've got poems, we've got movie reviews, show reviews. Guys, Euphoria Season 3, they just announced that Helen Hunt was going to be joining the cast, and the joke writes itself, right? In terms of these kids who are trying to play high schoolers, Sydney Sweeney and Zendaya, and the who is it? J.J. Abrams' kid? No, that's Stacey Abrams. Who is there's someone else whose daughter is in that show. It's the girl who went to Northwestern but dropped out. Paul Rudd, something like that. No, it's the guy who directed Step Brothers. McKay, that's not right. I don't know. But she's in it as well. Now Helen Hunt is playing one of the high schoolers. So it's just kind of a cluster. But that's the Gold Club. And then the always requested Topaz Elite Club. That's a $30 plus donation. That gets you a Beantown Podcast limited edition coaster, guys. We are for real this time. In the past, we've had stickers, we've had buttons, we've had signed photographs. This year is the limited edition collector's item Beantown Podcast coaster. So you're going to want to get in on that. And if you think I'm grifting you, I lose money on this, right? The donation comes out of my own pockets because we're passing along every cent donated to the United Way of Metro Chicago. So this is really my chance to thank you for supporting the show, to thank you for supporting a local charity in my community, the United Way of Chicago. And so that's what we're trying to do here. I feel like I can finally, let me sit back. Let me kick my feet up. I'm going to try to relax a little bit. We started off by playing some music live on air, and then we had callers going rapid fire. We had some great games about orange juice and other types of juice and ranch. So it's been a lot of fun, but let's settle in here. Let's slow things down. Friday night, first ever Friday night Beantown Podcast Telethon Pledge Drive fundraiser, I believe. So we got topics. We don't just come into this and expect you all to fill the entire show. It's comedy, it's spiritual guidance, and it's this week's hot topics. So first and foremost, I already talked about stomach indigestion a little bit. If we want to dig in deeper to the colon region, we certainly could do that now. But no, let's not get too TMI here. I will mention that this week, myself and my lovely fiance did our first ever juice cleanse, or I think it was hers. It was definitely my first, a juice cleanse, not a juice cleans, as I mistyped a couple of times in my notes here, but cleanse, CLEANSE. And in case you're wondering what that consists of, you can do it. You can take the highway or the byway, as I would say. The highway is paying for an actual juice company. They set you up. They take your biometrics. They read your pulse and your aortic chamber. They take your diabetes levels and all that stuff, your glycerins, and they concoct CONCOCT, much like Conclave, the Rafe Fiennes movie. Tough word to say, Rafe Fiennes. But they concoct 6 juices a day for you. They're in these little bottles, probably, I don't know, 14 ounces, yay big, this wide. And they've got all sorts of fun flavors like Tangerine Sunrise and Green Goddess. And one was just cilantro. That was the 5th one. That was tough. But that's what Rachel did. So you get a 3-day supply of this stuff, and you only have juice and water for 3 days. Well, it was too late when I found out that juice cleanses were what we were having for dinner this week, and I wanting to act in solidarity as I am wont to do, I decided Sunday night, let me head to the old TJ, Trader Joe's here an hour before it closes, and load up on the juice. In case you're wondering why there's so many juice-themed games that we're playing on the air tonight, that's because we did a juice cleanse all week. And so with that involved with me doing a little bit of research, reading an article right before I got there, that ranked all of the Trader Joe's juices. And I'm not looking for 100% apple cocktail, and I don't want something with added sugars, and I want something that's a little bit of a balance, right? Think of like when I was in, here's a throwback. When I was in grad school, I had the same breakfast every morning, and it was a smoothie that I would make in my blender at home in Rogers Park, take on the bus with me up to campus where I worked 8 hours a day and then went to grad school at night. This smoothie was, I think it was like skim milk, maybe, kale and spinach perhaps, and like a banana. And there must have been something a little bit sweeter in there. Honey, I can't remember what dates a couple times. Medjool dates. Didn't expect to make an appearance on the show tonight. Medjool, MEDJUL. It's what the kids are smoking these days. They're getting their Medjools going. But the problem with this smoothie, and I guess this is because the only way you could avoid it is by pureeing it. And these Ninja Creamies, those blenders just don't have the firepower. We need to get Tim the Toolman Taylor in there to, And this smoothie, the flavor wasn't so bad, but you couldn't get the kale pureed enough. And so it was all these tiny little green pieces floating around in your blender cup there. And it would get in your teeth, and it's like Yzma in The Emperor's New Groove when she's got the spinach in her teeth. And it was tough all around. But hey, the breakfast smoothie was better than what I had for not dinner, because I would eat when I would get home at like 10 p.m. every night, but every night for a whole year, when it was work ends at 5 and grad school classes ended at 6 every night. And so I would go upstairs. This is the Northwestern University Visitor Center where my office was located. I would go upstairs, and we had the saddest little, it was like a big break room, a big kitchen space, but the actual kitchen stuff itself was so sad. It was like a countertop and a toaster with one slice, and I think, a magic bullet or something. But there was also a coffee maker. And so I was so cheap, so poor and cheap, which we'll talk about in a second here. Not even on my notes, but we got to get there. But I would make Folgers coffee because that was just the cheapest thing they had at the grocery store. And then I would bring that into class. And I don't, maybe Folgers isn't always supposed to smell or taste like total ass, but the stuff I made did. And I distinctly remember every night at about 6:10, 6:15 p.m., 10 minutes into a 3-hour class, screwing off the top of my thermos there, and the waftingness of the Folgers just permeating the classroom, me and my 15 cohort members, and got a lot of complaints. It was like a funny haha joke, not like a Quinn, I want you to die kind of thing. At least what they said to my face. But that's I don't even know how we got there. Smoothies, spinach, whatever. Today was some sort of late breaking no spend day organized by, I believe, Al Sharpton, who was sitting next to Ray Romano at SNL 50 2 weekends ago, which was crazy. We'll talk SNL in a second here because there's a musical guest tomorrow and we got to break it down. But yeah, Al Sharpton apparently organizing a no spend day. I don't really know what it entailed. Does this extend to small businesses? Are you supposed to, what about grocery stores? What if you really needed a hot dog or something? I don't fully understand what it was. So to play it safe, I just decided, like most days in my life, to not spend any dollars at all. It also doesn't help. I have a very anxious dog over here. Let's see if we can get her more on the screen going here. That can't really be left alone in any capacity. So there was no spending happening today. But I we'll see. The numbers haven't come in yet. It's about 7:50 p.m. here, Central Time, right? So the polls aren't closing in Alaska and Hawaii. The cash registers aren't hanging it up for the night for another 8 hours. You figure we can't really know exactly what time it is in Hawaii and Alaska because they are all on different time zones. But that was a great Jeopardy final Jeopardy question. So they're doing the Jeopardy Invitational Tournament, which is a bunch of strong players: Roger Craig, Matt Amodio, Amy Schneider, all that stuff. And I was very proud of myself. There was a Geography World Capitals final a couple days ago. I think it was Tuesday, maybe. And none of these highly qualified contestants got the final response, but yours truly did. The question was more or less, in 2016, I think the year was, this World Capital became the only one to start observing 2 different time zones. This World Capital, located on an island, began observing 2 different time zones. This is what it was. So it was like 2016 or so, World Capital on an island, 2 different time zones. Those were your clues. Let's see, some of the guesses. I think someone guessed Copenhagen. And then 2 people guessed ones that weren't even on an island. Someone guessed Paris, which was like, did you notice it was on an island? Couldn't you have guessed something that was, World Capital on an island? And someone else guessed something kind of stupid too. But the answer was Nicosia, 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 Cyprus, which is has like two halves, kind of like Kansas City. You got Turkish Nicosia, and you got Cypriot or Greek Turcosia, I guess. It's kind of like the whole West Berlin, East Berlin split. As a little bit before my time, so I don't fully understand all the intricate nuances. But you got the Iron Curtain there and the Berlin Wall, and Angela Merkel. We're just naming as many German things as we can now. But that's the juice cleanse. Oh, that's how we got talking about grad school smoothies. So results. We got to finish the story. So it was just all right. I didn't even finish the shopping trip. I went to Trader Joe's. I picked out 3 of their finest juices and I triplicated them. And so yes, I only had juice and water for 3 days, Monday through Wednesday. It was definitely wasn't my favorite because I like chewing, and eating is just a very fun experience for me personally. But in terms of hunger levels, really no issues. Now, I this was a big step down from my most extreme fasting experience, which was 7-day water fast in college, and then I lost a bet, which was rough. But if the Beantown podcast had been around then, that would have been a hell of an episode. And then intermittent fasting when in 2020, season 3 of the show, when I lost all that weight, was just 1 meal a day. The juice cleanse is somewhere in between those two, a little bit more extreme than the 1 meal a day, but certainly challenging or approachable as well. If you're wondering, no, it wasn't cranberry juice. It was it was 3 different kinds of juices, one each day. Morning was like a green goddess, spinach, cilantro, cucumbers, avocado, green beans, edamame, something like that. And then afternoon, evening was like a red juice, which was a lot sweeter. It was all the, likely culprits, your pomegranates, your dragon fruits, your boysenberries. And then dessert was like a mango smoothie. It was a little bit creamy in the texture kind of thing. Long in the tooth, creamy in the texture. So just had those for 3 days. Now, I will say the last 2 days, Thursday and Friday, the cleanse went through Wednesday, have been tougher, if you can believe it, than Monday through Wednesday, the juice cleanse. The reason for that, severe upset stomach and nausea. I've been nauseous for 48 straight hours, almost 36 straight hours coming off the cleanse. And I bet you're thinking, boy, Quinn, you must have had a huge meal coming off of that cleanse. You probably just screwed the pooch, didn't you? Nope, I had buttered toast, 1 slice of buttered toast at about 11 a.m. Thursday. That was the first thing I ate. And then last night had my bowl of beans and rice for supper. And today it's 8 p.m. at night. I've also had 1 slice of buttered toast thus far. And definitely going to get to dinner because I need the calories. This Mormon soda is certainly packed full of nutrients for me, but I need a little bit more. But the nausea is real and it is extreme. So if anyone out there has done juice cleanses in the past before, go ahead and email us. Beantown Podcast at yahoo.com. Again, that's Beantown Podcast at yahoo.com. Let us know, did I mess something up coming off the juice cleanse? Maybe no dairy. I don't know, but just a little bit of butter, just a nice thin layer of butter, golden delicious on the toast. You think you would want like toast and white rice, right? Well, those are the two things I ate yesterday. So I guess next time I got to build in a buffer day for chicken broth. I don't know if that's the best. But make sure you get the low sodium kind. When we're talking regular chicken broth versus low sodium chicken broth, they're always right next to each other on the shelf. Can anyone make a compelling argument for me for the regular chicken broth? Who wants more sodium in their life? What's the medical condition where you need more sodium in your diet? Is that what anemia is? Sodium in the blood? Not sure. Science is not a particular, medicine is not a particular or an exact science, as Chris Parnell's character from 30 Rock would say. But I don't know. I'm fairly certain chicken broth and low sodium chicken broth taste like identical. Although I haven't done a taste test recently to confirm or deny these allegations. So who knows? Email us. Let us know. It's a good reminder that you can always tweet at us as well, Beantown Cast, and join us on Blue Sky Social. That's right. That's the place where everyone is hanging out these days. Cool guys like me and Maple, always on Blue Sky Social. But email us about the chicken broth. My next question here, you're seeing it. I'm holding it up right here. A thought dawned upon me the other day, and I thought we would just talk it out rather than actually do a quick Google search. It's kind of a big picture topic. How do telephones work? Let's just let that sink in for a little bit, okay? I don't know if A.G. Bell Jr. is listening and he wants to call in and explain it, 815-298-7200. You're calling in to talk on a telephone to talk about how telephones work. It's kind of the meta approach that we have here at the Beantown Podcast. But even going back to the olden days with the wire, but like someone's got to break the physics of this down for me. You talk into a receiver, it hits a wire of some kind. And then this message travels instantaneously under the ocean in a nanosecond. And then what happens when that electric current hits the other person's phone? How do we have the technology to say, here's the code that they're saying? What does that mean? How many amperes is that? Joules, watts? Watson is the electric gym leader in Generation 3. I think he's got a metric, if you want to look that one up, MANETRIC. Now, you don't even get talking to me about dish satellite and the ISS. And you're on the phone here. This is not a great example because when we picked up the phone, there was a 15-second delay earlier for those playing the game. So maybe technology has gone backwards since the day of the cable lines under the ocean. But you're telling me I talk into my phone, it sends a message all the way up into the, past the troposphere, frankly, and then bounces back down to anywhere in the world. How do these messages go from electrical particles to, hey, here's what I'm saying? Someone's got to call in and break that down. I don't know if we need an electrical engineer, or it may be as simple as someone who paid attention in high school AP physics class, because that was certainly not me. You remember when you had to have labs in school and you just, from the start, you're just looking at your worksheet and then you look over at your Bunsen burners and your beakers and you're just like, I got nothing. I got no idea what's happening here. That happened to me in my community college chemistry class. And the unfortunate thing about that, I not only did I get a B+, I think it was the only B of any kind I got in high school. But somehow word got out that I was like the, advanced student. So like the 16-year-old taking a community college class, or 17, whatever I was, when I took chemistry, which I hated, by the way, and it was just terrible at it. Hence the B+. But somehow word got out around the lab that like I was, this wonder child, which I don't believe at all. But that was just like the perception of me. And so people started to look to me as the class leader in the chem lab. Big mistake. Huge. I don't even know an Erlenmeyer flask from what's the thing that rotates a lot? A Chevalier, I think they call it. Chevalier, or a chevron for short. That's not what it's called at all, but it's the little thing that fuselage, I think. A fuselage is what we'll call it. Did not do well. I remember just standing there at 8 a.m. on Friday morning, whenever the lab was, just being like, what am I doing with my life? Good thing I stopped at the local grocery store, the Highlander, beforehand to get a 2-liter of soda and 2 Long Johns from the bakery. I think the whole thing was about $1.70. In this economy and under President Trump's tariffs, that's ringing you up at least $9 to $25, depending on your market. So I don't know. We had it good under George Bush. That's all I'm going to say. That's probably not even right. Obamanomics. When I was 17, Obama was president. So time flies, man. So yeah, if you could get in touch with us, let us know how telephones work. And speaking of telephones, this is a great time to remind you that you can call into the show if you're watching. Hello, Instagram. My tablet is streaming, if you can believe that. It seems to be holding up well. So good on you, Amazon. And then the laptop, our Dell, seems to be doing better than this time last year. We had a lot of stopping and starting. It's like me peeing in the middle of the night. Or if you're just listening after the fact on our audio stream, we got our secondary laptop going here, which is just a total piece of crap. But we are just using the voice memos software. And it seems to be holding up well so far. But you can call into the show, 815-298-7200. And you can play games, you can air grievances, you can donate, whatever you want to do. We would love to have you live on air. And speaking of people we love to have live on air, it's our good friends over at Home Pride Oregon. And spoiler alert, you already heard from them once tonight. But here we go. Are you tired of selling your house for less than a quarter of what it's worth, all because you couldn't find a reliable home inspector in time? Well, Oregon listeners, I got good news for you. Home Pride Inspection Services in Bend, Oregon is Central Oregon's hottest new home inspection provider, with inspection services including things like heating and cooling, roofing, plumbing, and so much more. Home Pride Oregon is both contractor certified and home inspection certified, so you know you're getting the good stuff. If you're tired of big real estate wrangle on the home inspection market and you want a safe, certified home inspector you can trust, call Steve at 541-400-0316 or email. Don't do the website. Elon shut it down. You can email homeprideoregon@gmail.com. Again, 541-400-0316 or email homeprideoregon@gmail.com. Home Pride Oregon Inspection Perfection. I also couldn't go an entire telethon without giving a big shout out to our good friends here at the Samson Q2U series. You are hearing crisp, clear audio quality. Our Instagram stream just ended, which is just a damn shame. Let's discard that and start anew. I don't know why Instagram cuts you off after an hour, but they better let me go back live. I'll say that for a fact. Gosh, we're all sidetracked now. Okay, Instagram is back online. No, it's not. It won't let me go live. Don't you just hate that? Sorry, there's an error with your broadcast. Okay, we are going to troubleshoot Instagram. If anyone knows how this stuff works, email us, but not right now because I'm not monitoring the inbox. You should go to Blue Sky Social. That's where we'll see it. Okay, but yeah, the Samson Q2U series, guys, it's got crisp, clear audio quality. It has been doing this since the dawn of time. It says, sorry, there was an error with your broadcast. It won't let me go live on Instagram anymore. That's absolutely brutal. To lose the Instagram after just 1 hour, just tough. I guess we'll have to just be focusing on the YouTube now. I just opened up Toon Blast instead of Instagram because that's the only app I've ever opened on this tablet before. We lost internet. That's what happened. Oh, I thought Instagram was just being a total tool. But we actually lost internet on the tablet. Okay, we actually have I thought Zuckerberg was, trying to take me down. Now we got to try to reconnect to Wi-Fi. So we'll see how that goes. But while we're doing that, the Samson Q2U series, guys, from Genesis to Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, no matter where in the Bible you are, Old Testament, New Testament, or whether you are recording from your Samson Q2U series, whilst WHILST, you are trying to go live. Here we go. Instagram's coming back. You're going to want to trust the Samson Q2U series. Guys, how does a jingle go? There's not a jingle. It's just sort of a rhythmic cadence, like Dak Prescott snapping the football. Yeah, here we go. Samson, God speaks. Or Quinn, telethon or not, he uses a Samson. All right, apologies for that, Instagram. We are back. I thought Instagram was being a dick and kicked me off, but it's literally I lost internet, so can't blame it for that. No cap, as we would say in the Gen Z slang. And then of course, guys, we can't forget. You see this nicely trimmed face. You see this stylish haircut. Think Adam Lambert, 2008. It's not an accident. Bob and weave. We all know the hairstyle. We all love it. But how many Chicago-based independent barbers can actually give it to you the way you deserve? Enter Cuts by Q. It's a little like Enter Sandman, but different. Cuts by Q has been independently owned and operated since 1995, and it's probably one of the better barbershop operations here in Chicago, Cook County, and greater Chicagoland area, and Northwest Indiana. Don't forget, you can take the South Shore line there. I'll bring my scissors, Sweeney Todd style. From beehives to bangs, faux hawks to flat tops, and everything in between, call Cuts by Q at 815-298-7200, or email cutsbyq@yahoo.com. Again, that's Cuts, Q-U-T-Z. Right, Maple. byq@yahoo.com. All right, for the 8th annual Pledge Drive Telethon fundraiser, sing along with us at home if you would like. Oh, when you need a fresh do, something snappy or new, just call the experts at Cuts by Q. There it is. That's the ad read, folks. Which brings us to our co-host, who's been a little bit quiet tonight, which is perfectly okay with Dad. But Maple, time for Maple's Minute. So what do you got for us? All right. I translate that sniff as it's been pretty blustery here in Chicago, much like Winnie Pooh and the Blustery Day, one of Maple's favorite cartoons. But guys, be careful when you're out on walks with your humans, because we literally saw a brick from someone's windowsill. You know, they hold up the AC units just on the sidewalk. Must have plummeted from 100, 200 feet. And if that bonked your little head, you would not be waking up in the morning. Let's just put it that way. You wouldn't have been able to make it to the pledge drive. There would not have been a pledge drive telethon fundraiser if you were dead or severely concussed and spending the night at Doggy ER. So, guys, make sure you secure your bricks. It's the same if the Chicago Bulls, if Phil Jackson wanted me to give a halftime speech to the last decade of Chicago Bulls basketball, I would say secure your bricks. You got to rebound. The 3 R's of basketball: rebound, rebound, rebound. And like my good friend Sam Anderson, whose birthday was yesterday, happy birthday, Sam. Like his dad, Greg, once taught me the 3 B's of hockey: back check, and back check. So there you go. I was going to say that's all I know about hockey, but I'd be selling myself a little bit short. I was playing a little bit of a PS3 before we went live here tonight, and I play on the second hardest skill level in NHL 11. Not quite ready, not confident in my skating enough yet to jump up to the superstar level, but I played 3 games of All-Pro as the Blackhawks, and I won all 3, including a shutout in the last game versus the Dallas Stars. So I was pretty proud of myself. Now, if I could just get it to translate to my fantasy hockey success, that would be nice as well. But that is Maple's Minute. Speaking of sports, here's our next poll question. If you could go pro in any one sport, what would it be if you're going to be a pro athlete? Everything is the same. You got, the same salary, and you're going to get beat up when you play the sport. So what I think I'd like the biathlon, because you get to do 2 different things, right? I like to ski, not actually, but it's fun to say. And I like to shoot. I also don't really care to shoot, but if I was getting paid to do it, I think I would like to shoot. Plus, it's not like you're taking out little critters like Maple over here. It's just little cans or beer bottles, I think they shoot in the Olympics officially. But if it was going to have to be a summer sport, probably the breakdancing. What was the name of the Australian breakdancer? Jackknife. No, she had a. Gosh, what was it? Someone put in the comments. And we do have comments, and I apologize because Instagram is covering YouTube. Ray gun, that's what it is. So I can't actually, the way it's set up right now, I can't actually see the YouTube comments, which we'll try to fix that. Now it's leaning against my water, but we won't have the. Now you're getting knee cam over here on Instagram Live. We're just doing our best here. We're not going to have any more water on the show. Ray gun is what it is. Thank you to the YouTube comments. And we've got Instagram comments. We've got a snowboarder and a bowling. I like bowling. You got regular bowling. You got lawn bowling. Never really played lawn bowling before, but I imagine it's similar to bocce, B-O-C-C-E, which means lawn bowling in Italian, if you can believe it. We used to play, shout out to my grandparents up in Albert Lee, Minnesota. It's really kind of known as the mecca of croquet, C-R-O-Q-U-E-T. And I was terrible at it. Just whack the mallet. Those balls, if they hit your head, it'd be like maple with a brick today. That thing will send you to doggy ER. But emails, beantownpodcast@yahoo.com. Again, it's beantownpodcast@yahoo.com. Let us know what sport you would go pro in. It could also be darts. Sometimes you see like 16-year-olds win the dart championships. I don't know how they do it, man. We didn't have any pro programs in Rockford, Illinois. A lot of bowlers. Bowling pretty popular amongst Rockford public schools, is my understanding. I always wanted to bowl at Don Carter Lanes on East State Street because I felt like it was like where the rich kids went, and we always went to the Cherry Bowl, which was lovely in its own right, but really reeked of smoke. Still to this day, when I come across cigarette smoke in my everyday life, oftentimes my mind is transported back to the Cherry Bowl, which I believe is still standing as far as I know. I don't know how much it costs to bowl at the Cherry Bowl these days, but someone could research that. I got distracted down here because I have if you can believe it, I have a pimple on my ankle. Not what you usually expect. Remember that right fielder for the Cardinals, Rick Ankiel, A-N-K-I-E-L. It's almost a palindrome, or an anagram, rather, of ankle, but different. He was like a drug addict. Maybe he murdered someone, and then he came back to play right field. And then there was Josh Hamilton, who was definitely a drug addict, and then was like an MVP for the Rangers, and then kind of went back to being a drug addict, I think. So this is all fascinating stuff. Next up, our hot take of the week. So I'm a big SNL fan. SNL 50 was 2 weeks ago. We talked about it quite a bit. New SNL is out tomorrow. Shane Gillis, who has his own checkered past with SNL, he's a cast member for a day. But the musical guest, this was a new one. And the musical guest for me is a new one, is someone called Tate McRae. First name Tate, as in Yellowstone, the annoying kid. T-A-T-E. Not Tatum, not Tater, not Tot, but Tate. Or Tada. You don't see Tada a lot anymore. Maybe it's like if you're young, you're a kid and you're into magic, you use more Tadas. But in my daily life, rarely do I come across a Tada. Last name McRae. M-C-R-A-E. Tate McRae, I had never heard of. I had to look her up. So she won, I think, a season of Dance Moms, or whatever the show Ray Gun was a host of. So You Think You Can Dance. She won or came close to winning So You Think She Can Dance, and she's the man. And now she's trying to transition into singing, not transitioning genders. Don't tell the Trump administration. She's transitioning from dancing to singing. And so I looked up Tate McRae on YouTube to watch a couple music videos to get a sense of the talent. And my hot take of the week is that Tate McRae is essentially just like if you asked AI to generate, if a TikToker became well known for singing and dancing, what would it be? This girl looks, I don't know how old she is. She's got like, it could be anywhere from like 15 to 19 is Tate McRae. and just as everything is just, AI filters and just god awful music. I think there's got to be about a 2% chance that she sings live on SNL tomorrow night, and it's got to be lip syncing, because she's doing the dances as well. I guess I don't know what dances are popular these days. If we're back around to square dances, we talked about technology being cyclical with a telephone. But Tate McRae, yikes! Every 6 months we get a new one of these who are all the same. Sabrina Carpenter, Katy Perry apparently is going to space, all the way back to the days of Ethel Merman and Ella Fitzgerald. It's always a new hot flash in the pan. That would be a good Wheel of Fortune before and after category, or puzzle, which we still have yet to watch. If you've got Jeopardy or Wheel spoilers for Friday, February 20th, I do not want to see your comments. Instagram comment? Do I want you on Instagram or YouTube? Doesn't matter. I just appreciate you joining the show. Someone on YouTube, Tate McRae is 57. So with an AI filter, you can get away with anything these days. It reminds me of being ghosted on the dating scene. If you've never been ghosted before, or sorry, not ghosted, catfished. If you've never been, I think everyone's been ghosted in some capacity, friendship or romantic, or if it was like your kid or something. But getting catfished, this only happened to me once, and I'm sure it was well documented on the show, probably back in season 2 or something like that. This is not the same as a parking girl who just can't park and drives past, and you see her and she's just like, I'm going to go try to park, and then 2 hours pass. This is way worse than that. Catfishing is, we've talked about it at length, but it's embarrassing to show up to a bar by yourself, drink 3 glasses of wine on happy hour. Good deal, by the way, $5 glasses. But then you're just sitting there and they're like, are you going to order food? And I'm like, well, I'm waiting for my date. And then, they come back 20 minutes later and it's the same thing. And next thing you know, you're on your 3rd glass of wine. And it's just pretty embarrassing because you're just like texting them like, hey, what's going on? And then you start to put the pieces together and you realize that you probably weren't going to go on a date with a recently widowed Brazilian actress who, after some sleuthing after the fact, found out was very famous, has like millions of followers on Instagram. So her pictures weren't that hard to track down for the Tinder profile. This must have been before I got banned from Tinder. I don't even want to get into the whole Ian Somerhalder thing. Rest in peace, Michelle. Is it Trachtenberg? Trachtenberg. Rest in peace. Never really got to see Buffy the Vampire Slayer before. So Buffy's not a vampire. She's slaying vampires. That's what I'm getting from this. Are the vampires the same ones from Vampire Diaries, to bring this all the way back to Ian Somerhalder, or is it a whole different creed or race? You know what's interesting in the I Am Legend book? The zombies are actually vampires, but you don't really get vampiric energy from the Will Smith adaptation. Speaking of adaptations, I finished No Country for Old Men, the book today, Cormac McCarthy. Cormac is basically a palindrome. And got to tell you, it's in my new pantheon of favorite books. Even though I've seen the movie probably 5 times in my life, it's one of my favorite films. Definitely my favorite Coen Brothers film. And the book is almost identical to the film. Well, the book came out first, so the film's almost identical to the book. But that book is just 300 pages of just I could have read that in like 4 hours if I was really committed, maybe even less than that, because that thing just moves. Rest in peace, Llewellyn. That's a tough one to spell, and I'm not even going to try that one. Excuse me, that ending scene where Tommy Lee Jones was talking about the 2 dreams he had about his father. Jeez, how did he not win the Oscar? Speaking of Tommy Lee Jones, it's almost St. Patrick's Day, which means our annual The Fugitive watch, which I'm psyched for. I didn't kill my wife. I don't care. And they're at that dam. Oof. Richard Kimball. All right, next up. We talked Tate McRae. Instagram recipes, or I wrote the topic name as Instagram recipes because that's all my like Instagram. You swipe to all the way to the right section it's just recipes, which was real tough on the juice cleanse. But I wanted to expand this to recipes generally. This is not a new thought, but it is just a pet peeve. So first and foremost, with Instagram, what I really hate is when they're cooking a recipe, it looks delicious. The thumbnail draws you in. And then there's this one particular shot that all these foodies or these food influencers or these food fluencers try to do. They do as part of their little reel, if you will. And it's my least favorite thing. It's when everything's about the marinated chicken, the pollo asado with the pineapple, as the earlier caller, my brother Jack, pointed out. Al pastor, to the pastor, it means in Espanol. But then they cut away from the food, and the next shot is a shot of them, the person who made the video, taking that first bite. It's usually towards the end, and they do a big bite, and they look into the camera just like this. And I know the audio audience isn't getting that because you're listening, but you can imagine exactly what I'm doing. So you take the big bite, and it's just like you just orgasmed in your pants or something. It's just, oh man, this is the greatest thing. It's so good. I don't want the close-up shot of this going into your mouth. I trust that if you put it on the internet, it's going to taste somewhat edible, or I can make that assertion myself just from the ingredients list. But yeah, big pet peeve, the close-up bite. No one wants that, okay? And then this is new at all. I think everyone feels this way, but I've been looking up some recipes lately to prepare for my beans and rice last night, and big pet peeve. You go to the online recipe, you open it up, and you got to wade through sometimes you got to wade through it longer than a chapter of No Country for Old Men. One of them, when I was looking up authentic Louisiana red beans and rice, was longer than Ed Tom Bell's dream. Both dreams. And just you got to swipe. And then when you're on mobile and you got an iPhone 10 that's kind of turning into a clunker, it's slow. It gets, just all jumbled up, and, you barely can even get to the ingredients. I absolutely hate it when you got to scroll. Just take me to the recipe. My girl, Brock Your Body, C Money, as we call her, she would never tolerate that. All right, we got another caller. Hope you guys are ready for some more games. This is Ant of the show. Here we go. Welcome to the Beantown Podcast 8th Annual Pledge Drive Telethon Fundraiser. How's it going?
It's going well, QD. This is your Auntie Anna calling from Delaware.
Ooh, Delaware. What time is it out there?
It is 9:24. We're a whole hour ahead of you.
Different.
Different.
What's going on in Delaware?
Well, I just played a tick-like game of Scrabble with a friend, ate a delicious brownie, and I'm thinking about going to bed, but I had to call the podcast before I retired for the evening.
I appreciate that. Now, how many special ingredients were in that brownie you had?
Well, the ones I can tell you about are coconut and walnuts, and of course a $2 egg. And the others I can't discuss.
Well, you're pretty fortunate, because when I went to Trader Joe's on Wednesday, there were no eggs. You're just SOL. So
I am pretty special.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe Delaware, the flyover country, the avian flu has flown over it, if you will.
And it can continue to fly over. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
The avian flu is not welcome here, nor is COVID, nor the measles, may I add.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, tough. What are you going to do? Yeah. What are you going to do? Well,
what am I going to do? Well, I am looking forward to seeing you in April, QD.
Likewise, I'm getting married. It should be very exciting.
It's going to be very exciting. I heard your bride is much prettier than you.
That's true, although I don't know if you're watching the live stream. I'm wearing a very dapper purple suit, so tough to beat.
I did see that, but I have to tell you, I think Rachel tops even the purple suit.
Well,
by the way, I heard that Rachel's grandma said you're perfect.
Oh,
So
it's very kind.
you have to live up to this.
I'm sure Babcha's watching on YouTube right now. Hello, Babcha.
Hi, Babcha. This is Auntie Anne. I can't wait to meet you.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you want to play a game, air some grievances, or do you just want to maybe do some of your spoken word poetry?
Oh, I don't have any spoken word poetry, so give me a game, Quinn.
All right, we've played a couple so far. We've got 3 left. There's The Juice is Loose, which is OJ themed. There's Nobody Wants Beer Tawil, which is in Africa. Or there's Name the Most Populous City on the Body of Water.
What is the middle one? Nobody wants what?
Beer Tawil.
I don't know what that is.
You'll probably be really good at it then.
Okay, good.
All right, here we go. Someone took it. All right, here we go. This is a five question multiple choice quiz. So question number 1. What makes Beer Tawil, and it's BIR space TAWIL, Beer Tawil, unique among territories? Is it A, it's the only place in the world where it rains gold? B, no country officially claims it? C, it's home to the world's largest underground city? Or D, it's shaped like a perfect triangle?
I'm going to say B.
B, no country officially claims it. That is right. Congratulations.
Wow.
1 for 1. If you're curious, it's between Egypt and what we call it North Sudan now. And yeah, nobody really wants it. It's just sand.
Wow.
So I don't blame them. I don't want sand either. All right.
No. As a former geography teacher, I'm ashamed. I learned something new.
Well, that's what we're all about. It's a very educational program. All
I
right.
like that.
Here comes question 2. You're off to a hot start. Why doesn't Egypt want to claim Beer Tawil? Is it A, they lost it in a bet with Sudan? B, it's haunted by ancient pharaohs? C, claiming it would mean giving up a much bigger piece of land? Or D, it's too expensive to maintain?
I'm going to go with C.
It is C. She's hot. Apparently, Egypt prefers to claim the nearby Halb triangle instead. So there's a lot of geometric spaces out there. Apparently, it's all sand, but some of the sand is nice. All right, here comes question 3.
Okay.
If I can find it, I got people calling left and right. They're gonna have to leave a message. All right, here is question 3. What is Beer Tawil mostly made up of? Is it A, lush forests and waterfalls? B, endless sand and rocks? C, a hidden futuristic metropolis? Or D, the world's largest carrot farm?
I think it has to be B. You've made many references to the sand. I'm assuming there are a few rocks as well.
I forgot the the answers I wrote. So that is right. It is B, endless sand and rock. She's 3 for 3. All right. Here's question 4. You got 2 left. Which of the following is true about Beer Tawil? A, multiple people have claimed it as their own kingdom. B, it has a bustling tourist industry. C, it's used as a secret military base. Or D, it was once a filming location for Mad Max.
I think it's A or... Wait, D was the filming location, right?
D was Mad Max. C was a secret base.
Okay. I'm going to say C.
Ooh, it was multiple people have claimed it as their own kingdom.
That was my first thought.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Speaking of kingdoms, do you know about Sealand?
No, I know about Sea World. What is Sealand?
You're the geography lover in you is gonna love this. Go, look it up once you're done. Sealand is an oil or a former oil. Now it's just a platform off the coast of England, and there's a kingdom of Sealand. They got a website and everything, and it's just kind of a platform.
Yeah, I think I have heard of that. Cool.
Sealand is a good read. Not as good as Beer Tawil, but still good nonetheless. All right, here's our last question. If you wanted to move to Beer Tawil and declare yourself king, what would be your biggest challenge? Is it A, surviving without water or infrastructure? B, dealing with aggressive penguins? C, negotiating with its 500,000 residents? Or D, avoiding the dangerous jungle creatures?
Probably A.
It is surviving without water or infrastructure. There's no permanent settlements, roads, or resources, just a lot of sand and the occasional
sand
rock.
and rocks and a former kingdoms. So what do I get for achieving 4 out of 5 correct answers about a location I knew nothing about?
You could have a shot of Fireball. We've had it for about 4 years over here, and you could have that and a virtual pat on the back.
Oh, I love the virtual pat on the back. And can I make my annual pledge on air, or do I just send it in? How does this work, Quinn?
You just enter your credit card number live on air and the 3-digit code. No, you could do Venmo if you know me personally, what you do, or get GoFundMe.
Okay.
The link is on the YouTube description and our website, beantownpodcast.com.
Sounds wonderful. Well, keep up the good work, Quinn. We love you and the podcast.
I appreciate that. Love you too. Thank you for calling.
You're welcome. All right. See you in April, my dear nephew.
Have fun in Delaware. Good luck.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, that's Ant of the show, and I will mention we had to decline a couple of calls during that call. That's how busy these phone lines are, folks. We've got an Instagram. We're going to call them back. We got an Instagram comment asking if we are Team Ukraine or Team Russia, and that's a whole can of worms. Fun day at the White House today. Poor Zelensky. Just tough one. All right, let's see if we can get this group live on the air here. Let's see if hello. Nothing yet. Can't tell if it's working or not. But yeah, as always, guys, you can call into the show 815-298-7200 to play. We still got 2 games left, and if we run out of games, we're just gonna have to come up with more games. I will mention we've done our hot take of the week. We've done Maples Minute trivia here. I don't think we need a separate trivia question. Okay, so we're just the trivia you get is what we're going with. But you can call the show, you can FaceTime, whatever you want to do, and we'll get you live on the air. And we are also streaming on. I am playing Switzerland. Faye's Funk Bomb stream. That's a throwback to my sophomore year of college. Happy birthday, good friend of the show, Sam Anderson. You can watch us on Instagram. I'm at q.queend, or YouTube, my YouTube channel. Just search for Quinn David Furness, and we'll get you taken care of. Let's head back to the notes here. Let's see what else we got. We did Tate McRae. We did recipes. We're getting down there. We still got a couple things left. Let's talk movies. Okay, so we're not doing a dedicated Oscar special this year because it is in 2 days here. 48 hours from now, we'll be watching the show live from the Dolby Theater. I didn't even write much here. I just wrote Oscar picks, and we can talk about this. Take it whichever way you want. But guys, you got less than 48 hours. Best Picture they do last, and it's 4 hours into the ceremony. But Conan O'Brien is hosting 7 p.m. Central, presumably, although they might move it up. They've done that in the past. We got 10 nominees, I think, for Best Picture this year, and I can't name all of them, but let's see. It's Dune 2, The Substance, Anora, Conclave, The Brutalist, Emilia Perez, I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, the Timothée Chalamet one, and one other one that I'm missing. I want to say Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul, but I know it could never be. That was pretty good. That was 9 out of 10. And I've seen like half of the Best Picture nominations. I saw Conclave. I saw Anora, which was that's my pick, Oscar pick, live on air. You heard it here first. The Substance, Dune 2, and I think there's Wicked. Was that nominated for Best Picture? I think it was. I think that was all 10 that we got. But I'm going Anora for Best Picture, Sean Baker for Best Director, the sweep there. I'm going Demi Moore for The Substance, although I think Mikey Madison deserves it a lot more than Demi. It's a political thing. the substance is all about aging out in Hollywood. So people, Demi's going to win Best Actress, and people are going to go nuts, and they're going to show Meryl Streep, and it's going to be a big salute to middle-aged women. But Frances McDormand wins every other year. Okay, so who are we kidding ourselves? Like, they're plenty well represented. What was the last two words of Frances McDormand's win for? I think it was 3 Billboards, because then she won for Nomadland later, but 3 Billboards, her second. She says 2 words. What is it? Burlap Rider, whatever it was. And everyone was like, oh, what is that? Let's clap. And she just leaves the stage. And she looked like she was wearing a burlap sack, so it made sense. But Demi, I'm going over Mikey for Best Actress. Best Actor, I think, is going to be Ed Norton. I think Timothée is going to get shut out. And then Supporting Actor, I don't even... Kieran Culkin is what people are saying. I saw one clip from that movie with him and Jesse Eisenberg, and it was like fine. So we'll see what happens there. And then Best Supporting Actress, I have no idea. I can't remember. I can't remember who the Best Supporting Actresses are. You know what frustrated me? If anyone has seen Conclave, get in touch with us. The actress who plays the only female in Conclave got nominated for Best Supporting Actress. And she's a couple things. She's in it for like 5 minutes. But I think you can give a star-studded performance, Oscar-winning performance in 5 minutes. I'm totally okay with that. Mahershala Ali in Moonlight, I loved. Okay? It's not about the time. But if you're in it for a limited amount of time, you got to make a big impact, right? It's got to be just like Anthony Hopkins is only in that one with Clarice for like, he's got like 27 seconds of screen time, Silence of the Lambs. You can make a big impact with a little amount of time. But this lady, I think, is a legacy nomination, kind of like Gary Oldman winning for, what was it, Darkest Hour, which is not his best performance, but neither here nor there. Because I watched Conclave, and I think I'm pretty well tuned into when people give excellent performances and when they don't. But it was just the most whatever. How the heck was she nominated kind of role? It wasn't like she had a lot of room to really explore the Sistine Chapel or whatever and give a big, rising speech. It was just, I could have done it. And I'm not even female, okay? Nor am I Vatican. I could have done it. That's all I'm saying. Isabel Rossellini, something like that, her name is. I don't know. If you look, Isabel, if you want to call into the show right now, 815-298-7200. I know you're busy with the Oscars parties, but if you want to defend yourself, I say go for it. But I don't know. It was I felt sufficiently underwhelmed. I wasn't even whelmed. I was underwhelmed. But yeah, other Oscars picks, all in on Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul. People are saying it's going to lose to Wild Robot. Bullshit. Wallace and Gromit probably going to sweep. Probably could see it for some of the categories it's not even nominated. I'm thinking visual effects, makeup, certainly. I mean, Feathers McGraw was glowing. That train scene, dude, that was the best train scene, final, whatever, since Polar Express, when it's on the icy lake with no tracks. That's pretty badass. But then Mission Impossible 7, which is Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. And Part 2 is not even called Dead Reckoning Part 2. It's just called something else. I don't remember what it is. Great train scene at the end with Tom Cruise and Haley Atwell. But I think Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul. They're chasing Feathers McGraw. It's an homage to the original Wrong Trousers, which has a great train scene where Feathers McGraw is on the tracks and Gromit is putting down the tracks as fast as the train goes, and the indoor miniature train. And this is just on a grander scale. But Vengeance Most Foul probably going to clean up. What an institution. It's better than Chicken Run. It's better than Shaun the Sheep. It puts all those to shame. We did watch Chicken Run 2 on Netflix a couple months ago. Just average. It was really missing that anti-Semitic touch from its lead character. Speaking of movies, this is one of the last things I have for you today. I got a pitch for Pirates of the Caribbean 6, okay? So you remember in Pirates of the Caribbean 2, Dead Man's Chest. Isn't Pirates of the Caribbean 4 Dead Men Tell No Tales? So they're really reusing the dead theme here, which means Pirates 6 should also start with dead. We could call it Dead Man Walking. But you remember in Pirates 2, there's a great scene with Stellan Skarsgård, who plays Bootstrap Bill Turner, and his son, Will Turner, Orlando Bloom. We already talked about Katy Perry going into space. Comes full circle on the show. And they're playing Liar's Dice against Bill Nighy. Tough to say. Nighy, Nighy. And he's playing Davy Jones, and he's got all the testicles hanging off his chin and stuff like that. The big sack, as we call it. They used to call me big time in intramural flag football because I would rush the passer and get that big sack, just like the one hanging off of Bill Nighy's chin. Like the rooster has, the little thing hanging off of his chin there, the gobble gobble. That's got a specific name. If you know, you got to post at us on Blue Sky Social is where I would like to learn about that, or tweet at us. Or email the show, all this stuff. Or call in. I would love if you call in 815-298-7200. But Pirates 6, Dead Man Walking. Forget all the British East India trading companies. Forget the Kraken. Frankly, we don't need Johnny Depp for this one. It's just 3 people in the cast. It's just Bill Nighy, Keith Richards. We can't do Stellan Skarsgård. He's got too expensive. But Orlando Bloom, he hasn't really done anything except for a Super Bowl commercial in the last 20 years. Bring them back, and it's just a 2.5-hour game of Liar's Dice. And I don't know how long a typical round takes. I think in Pirates 2, it was about 3 minutes, give or take. So you could probably fit in, I don't know, 150 minutes divided by 3. Whatever that comes out to, you could easily do it. What is that, like 50 games of Liar's Dice, something like that? I think it'd be tense. If it's 50 games, you could do first. You got 3 players, so 50 divided by 3. It's like best of 7 in the World Series or something like that. But 50 divided by 3 comes out to approximately 17. So it's first to 17 wins. That's what we do. First to 17 wins. And of course, it starts out and Davy Jones is down bad. Keith Richards is really doing well, and then all of a sudden here comes Orlando Bloom. It's like the hot dog race at Wrigley Field, or the cuppy coffee, biggie bagel, Dunkin' Donut race at the United Center. And then Davy Jones makes a late push comeback, but then at the end, boom, Orlando Bloom probably wins. But if Keith Richards was going to win, that'd be cool too. I feel like we're not going to have Bill Nighy win. Just it's everyone is expecting it. It'd be lazy filmmaking. We wouldn't get nominated for as many Oscars as Wallace and Gromit: Vengeance Most Foul. That I can guarantee of you. But that's my pitch for Pirates 2. It'd be really cheap to make. We just do it on green screen at Jerry Bruckheimer's backyard, his patio. You just need Orlando Bloom for like a day. Bill Nighy, we could just CGI. We don't even need him. Keith Richards, we need. But Keith Richards, Orlando Bloom, Jerry Bruckheimer. And if, Klaus Badelt or Hans Zimmer want to come back and do the score again, that'd be fine. But really, it's just going to be like a solo violin. So we could do Itzhak Perlman or Yo-Yo Ma. And then it's just, like Psycho when she gets by Anthony Perkins. You got the high strings going, but you just do one. Right, Maple? There you go. Jerry, call me. 815-298-7200. And we'll talk brass tacks. I don't know why they were taxing brass specifically. It doesn't seem as valuable as your irons, your ores, or, I don't know, Einsteiniums, Berkeleyums. But that's my pitch for Pirates 6. If you can believe it, this is the last thing I have on my list here. Stumbled upon this today. We're talking about the name Oral because related to a candidate we were discussing. Oral, O-R-A-L. And it got me thinking, and I don't know if I'm about to uncover a big conspiracy or maybe it's not a secret and everyone knows, but I've known 2 Orals in my life in terms of people, right? Or proper names, not talking oral surgeon. It doesn't count. Oral Roberts, the Oklahoma-based preacher from the 20th century, now has a university named after him, the Golden Eagles, and Oral-B, the toothbrush company. 2 completely separate entities, right? Maybe not, because all of a sudden, you take the letters from Oral Roberts and you rearrange them anagrammatically, you get Oral B, which could stand for Oral Bob. And now turns out Orville, much like Orville or Oral Redenbacher or Orville Redenbacher, you have Oral B stands for Bob Roberts. Was Oral Roberts sitting on a toothbrush fortune this whole time? And that's where he got the money. The church was just the front. He was really making buccos from the toothbrushes. So if anyone has any insider knowledge or insight into this, let us know. But that just blew my mind when it turned out that Oral Roberts and Oral B were the same entity. Crazy stuff. Guys, this is we're calling this last call, as you will, because even though my stomach is maybe not going to allow it, if you know what I mean, we do have to try to eat something because we are surviving off of this week, essentially up to this point. It's Friday night. Since Monday, we've had juice, 2 pieces of toast, and 1 bowl of rice and beans. So we're trying to, and now Mormon Coke as well. So we're trying to up those calories a little bit so I don't wither away. Bill Withers, rest in peace. But I will say, we got 2 games left here. We got our OJ quiz, the juice is loose, and we have our geography quiz. So last chance to call in. Let me get a sip of our Mormon cocktail here. I did, we talked about dry January quite a bit on the show, understandably. I did break my drinkless streak in 2025. Had a bridal shower. It's one of those things you probably only get to do 2 or 3 times. And I did have a couple glasses of red wine there. But since then, I've been back on the horse. I was temporarily off the horse, but I'm back now. So last chance, 815-298-7200. Call in if you want to play one of these last 2 games. You can come in halfway. That's fine as well. But I am going to jump in here. Oh, we got a caller. This is going to be a treat. Let's see if he wants to play a game. All right, Beantown Podcast, 8th Annual Pledge Drive Telethon Fundraiser. Thanks for calling. Who do I got here?
We got Matt now. We're here, Clint.
Hey, Matt. No, thanks for calling in. Good friends of the podcast. How is your night going?
Oh, good. You're talking like a chicken and making chicken.
Ooh, what style? Marsala, KFC, tenders?
A Ina Garden specialty, crispy chicken thighs with like a mustard sauce. It's really good.
Now, let me ask you something. When you pull up the recipe, do you got to scroll down and wade through like 10 pages before you get to the actual recipe?
Okay, well, Ina Garden would never just like rock your body, but I've heard you say that, and my family talks about it all the time. It's the most annoying thing.
Mm-hmm. It's if I wanted to read a novel, I'd go back to No Country for Old Men or Moby Dick. Mm-hmm. What's if you had to pick either of you like one of your favorite novels from the classic repertoire, what would you pick?
Ooh, I did just finish 451 for the first time. Fahrenheit 451.
Ray Bradbury. It was a pleasure to burn.
It's a nice audiobook too.
Ooh, who did you get to read it?
I'll have to report back.
Okay, probably Gilbert Gottfried or something like that. Well, you guys, you called in. Thank you for supporting the show. Would you like to air some grievances, play a game, maybe do an original song? What are you thinking?
We would love to play a game.
All right. Well, you got 2 left to choose from. You got The Juice is Loose, which is about O.J. Simpson, or you have the geography quiz, which is most populous cities on the body of water.
What do you think, Matt?
Good with either.
Do you know anything about O.J. Simpson?
I know Kim Kardashian.
Okay, we don't know anything about OJ, so we want to do OJ.
You're doing O.J.?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Good choice. Because it's a good thing we saved the water quiz for last, because that thing is a total bear when we get to it. So here is our penultimate game of the night. The Juice is Loose. It's 5 questions, multiple choice. Here is question number 1. Before becoming famous for other reasons, O.J. Simpson was known for what? Is it A, running really fast with a football, B, running really fast away from responsibility, C, running a juice stand, or D, running out of good life choices?
I mean, all are valid, but we're going to go with A.
It was A, running really fast with the football. I think at one point OJ had the NFL single season rushing record, but I don't know that for certain, so don't quote me on it. All right, you're 1 for 1. Nicely done. Question number 2. What was the name of the infamous slow-speed police chase involving O.J. Simpson? Was it A, The Great Escape, B, The Bronco 500, C, The Wait, Is That O.J. Pursuit, or D, The White Bronco Chase? Because apparently 35 miles per hour is thrilling.
They all make perfect sense. But I think it's gotta be A.
The Great Escape?
No, I'm going to go D. Can we choose different answers?
It is D. Yeah, it is The White Bronco Chase.
I went on record and that was about to say The Great Escape.
Well, you guys are working together. It's okay. Great film though, The Great Escape. Never seen it. There was a pool store, as in indoor and outdoor swimming pools in Rockford, called The Great Escape. And that was, the commercials would have ladies in bikinis enjoying their hot tubs, and that was the most action I got until I was 18. All right.
I remember that one. Yeah.
Question number 3. What was O.J. Simpson's nickname during his football career? Was it A, the Juice, B, the Glove Enthusiast, C, the Sprinting Suspect, or D, the Bronco Whisperer?
A.
It's A.
Yeah, we're going to go A.
It was A, the Juice. All right. It's a hot streak. You're 3 for 3. Here comes question number 4. During his infamous trial, what phrase became a cultural catchphrase? Is it A, if it doesn't fit, you must acquit? B, when life gives you lemons, make orange juice? C, catch me if you can? Or D, this is all just a big misunderstanding?
It is A.
Johnny Cochran would be proud. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit. That is right. All right. One more. You're going for the clean sweep. Here's your last question. What questionable decision did OJ make many years later? Was it A, writing a book titled If I Did It, B, stealing his own memorabilia and going to jail anyway, C, trying to become a Twitter influencer, or D, all of the above because he just can't help himself?
Yeah, it's got to be D.
It is D. He wrote the book, he stole his memorabilia, and he, I felt like, did pretty well on Twitter until his untimely passing. But no, it was D. Congratulations. You got all 5 correct. How are you feeling?
Good. OJ died?
Oh, yeah. Sorry to break the news.
What?
Tough.
That's a laugh, but I had to
Somber. Yeah, he got out of prison, and then he was doing his Twitter thing for a little bit, and then rip. Maybe last year, the year before. I don't remember when exactly.
Wow. Sorry.
Hey, I got you here. You got any big Oscar predictions for Sunday?
Ooh.
We are still working our way through the list.
Yeah, we really liked Noir, though. That was good.
Me too. Let me ask you something. Have you seen Wallace and Gromit: Vengeance Most Foul?
Not the new one, but I am a fan of the originals.
Well, if you like The Wrong Trousers with Feathers McGraw as the villain, you're gonna want to see Vengeance Most Foul. So probably move it up your list.
Okay.
It's on the agenda tonight.
Hell yeah. Well, you got this platform here. Anything else you got before you dive into your chicken?
No, we're just really excited to meet your aunt at the wedding.
Ooh, it's going to be a treat. She brings that Delaware spice of life, as we call
I
it.
love that.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you calling in. Thanks for playing our game. It was a lot of fun, and we're going to see you around soon. Okay?
Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Lovely.
Enjoy the chicken and say hi to Ina.
Absolutely. Go Beantown.
All right. Take care. What a wholesome game about O.J. Simpson. And yes, sorry to break the news, but rip. They say they die in 3. You had O.J. first, pairs of 3 is what they say. You had O.J., and then you had Michelle Tracheotomy-Enberg, and then Gene Hackman. I love that chase in The French Connection. What a scene. speaking of famous trains, we have Wallace and Gromit, we have Mission Impossible 7, and then you got, well, The Fugitive, of course. This is my stop, Doc. The One-Armed Man. All right. We are about to hit the 2-hour mark here. I was originally going to play outro music, real authentic Tishomingo blues, but it's 9 p.m. already. And frankly, I don't want to piss off the neighbors. So we're going to just do generic outro music on the audio feed, and we'll just end our YouTube and Instagram feeds before we get there. But we've got one last game. It is the most populous cities on the body of water. So this will be our de facto trivia ending thing here. Before we play that game, I just want to say thank you to everyone who called. Thank you for everyone who has donated financially. There's 3 hours left in Pledge Drive Month. We got a real treat, a geography PhD coming in to play this last game to close the show. So thanks everyone for supporting. Here we go. Let's jump into our last caller of the program. This is the official last caller of the night, and you're just in time to play our geography game, 8th annual Beantown Podcast Pledge Drive Telethon Fundraiser. Thanks for calling in. Who do I got here?
Hot damn, still on the air. Nice. This is brother of the podcast, Walt, calling in.
Well, you're just the man I wanted to talk to, because we legitimately have one game left that has been unused, and it is a bear of a geography quiz. So I'm excited to get you going here. But you were, if I may ask, you were just doing some Oscar scouting before this, were you not?
It's true. We're fresh off watching A Complete Unknown for the first time, starring Edward Norton and that guy from the Killing Kid from Ozarks. No, just being cheeky. It was great.
And what are your thoughts on the best actor race between what's his face and the other guy from The Brutalist? Adrian Brody.
What they're saying it's coming down to?
It's neck and neck. I haven't been keeping up with the critics' choices or the SAGs. Sometimes those are predictive, but I haven't gotten the chance to watch them yet.
Well, Timmy just won the SAG, so not that I was watching, but I just saw the headline. I don't know. I having not seen The Brutalist, can't really say, but Adrian Brody's great. But this was impressive, I will say.
Well, you're going to want to set aside. You'll want to set aside, I've heard, approximately 3.5 hours for The Brutalist, so you may have to break it up into chunks.
This one was only 2.5, so
not bad. It's light. We got you here. We got by de facto our last trivia game of the night. If you're down to play, we'd love to take you through this.
Yeah, please. I'll do my best.
All right. It's going to start off gentle, and then the last question is just all hands off. So here we go. It's largely multiple choice. Question number 1, and again, this quiz for the listeners, it is the most populous cities on the body of water. So here is question number 1. What is the most populous city on the Missouri River? Is it A, Kansas City, Kansas, B, Omaha, Nebraska, C, Kansas City, Missouri, or D, Bismarck, North Dakota?
I think that's got to be KCMO.
It is. It's KCMO. It's close to Omaha, but it is KCMO. All right. And this one has a bonus question attached to it. It's a flip a coin. Which city has a higher population? Bismarck, North Dakota, or Pierre, South Dakota?
I don't for sure, but I think that it's Pierre.
Oof. Tough. You missed the bonus shot. It's actually, I don't have the numbers in front of me. I think Bismarck is around 70,000 and Pierre is only like 10,000 or something.
Gosh, that's low, huh? That's embarrassing.
All right, it's okay.
It's got to have about 80% of North Dakota's population.
Mm-hmm. It's all right. It was just a bonus question. All right. Here is question number 2. What is the most populous city on the Mediterranean Sea? Is it A, Alexandria, Egypt, B, Algiers, Algeria, C, Beirut, Lebanon, or D, Barcelona, Spain?
That is intriguing. Okay. I think. Okay, so we got Beirut, Algiers, Barcelona, and what was the last one?
Alexandria,
Alexandria.
Egypt.
Man, there's a lot of big cities in Egypt, but I don't know how big Alexandria is actually. Man, all right. I'm just going to guess Beirut.
Ooh, it's close, but it was Alexandria. All right, it was a tough one. I think you can bounce back with this one. I feel good about this one. Not to put too much pressure on it. But question number 3. What is the most populous city on the Baltic Sea? Is it A, Helsinki, Finland, B, Stockholm, Sweden, C, Copenhagen, Denmark, or D, St. Petersburg, Russia?
I think this one is St. Petersburg.
It is St. Petersburg, absolutely. I don't think I'll ever make it to St. Petersburg in my lifetime, but it looks lovely from what I've heard. That is correct. Question number 4. What is the most populous city among the Caribbean Sea island nations? Is it A, Havana, Cuba, B, Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, C, Port-au-Prince, Haiti, or D, Kingston, Jamaica?
Yeah, those are good. We just talked about the Caribbean in my world geography class, but I did not do a rundown of city populations. I think that it is Havana, but I'm not sure.
It's a good guess. My sources think it's Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. But, a lot of this is municipality versus area versus townships. So if
I can see it.
You can file a written complaint if you would like to after further research to the show, and we'll backtrack some points your way. All right, I promised you the last question was a bear. It's bucking the trend. It's a top 10 list. You got to see how many you can name with no other help. So it's very simple. Name the top 10 most populated cities on the Great Lakes.
Okay, on the Great Lakes. Interesting. All right, well, I'll do Chicago.
That's number 2.
We'll do Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
It's number 4.
Let's do. Did you say Chicago is number 2?
That's,
yeah. Okay.
Right.
gotta get my Americentric lens off here for a second. Toronto, Ontario.
Right. He's got 1.
Okay, let's see. Let's say. Oh man, is. Maybe that's going out too far on a limb. Is Buffalo, New York?
It is. It's number 8.
Okay. Cleveland, Ohio.
It's number 6.
And maybe still on the list, Detroit, Michigan.
I don't have that here. No.
That probably fell off once upon a time. Is this is where I think I might be going on a limb. Is Windsor, Ontario on the list?
I don't have Windsor, but you're going to want to dip into that Ontario well a little bit more.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. This is going to be tough to think of stuff, though. I really should know my Ontario geography better. Is London on the lakes or no?
I don't know, and it's not on my list.
Mississauga?
That is number 3.
Okay. Wow, that's number 3. Did not realize it was that big. Okay. Okay, how many do I have left?
You're missing number 5, number 7, number 9, and number 10, and it's 50-50 states versus future states, Canada.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. What else would be big enough on the U.S. side? You're not counting like Montreal, are you? Right?
Sure, I'm not.
Yeah. What about Toledo?
There you go. Toledo's number 7.
Okay. I don't think this is, but I just gotta
impressed by something here. Is Erie, PA big enough?
It's not big enough. No,
Okay.
you got to go a little bit further up.
Further up. Okay. Let's see. What else we got in that area? Nothing to the west that I'm missing. Superior.
No, there's no like Thunder Bay or anything. I think everything we're dealing with here is Lake Ontario or Lake Erie, is my understanding.
Yeah, probably. Oh gosh, can I think of enough places in Ontario? Am I still missing one U.S. one?
You are. You got to think Finger Lakes.
Is it Rochester?
It is Rochester. So you're just missing.
So
And
I'll say
like I'm pretty sure I've heard of number 5, and I definitely haven't heard of number 10. So best of luck.
Okay. Yeah, I'm really struggling to think of stuff right now. Does one of them start with a K or no?
No K's. We got an H and an O.
H and O. One of them, the O isn't like Onondaga or something, right?
No, it's a very like
straws.
basic white sounding name with a tree in it.
Oak Park.
Oakville. Oakville is number 10.
Yeah, I don't think I'm familiar with that either. Okay, so this is H.
I think Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Lin-Manuel Miranda. Hamilton. Oh,
Hamilton,
okay.
Ontario.
Gosh, okay.
There it is. So for the listeners, we got one Toronto, 2 Chicago, 3 Mississauga, 4 Milwaukee, 5 Hamilton, 6 Cleveland, 7 Toledo, 8 Buffalo, 9 Rochester, and 10 Oakville, Ontario. That was pretty good. That was a lot better than I would have done.
Well, thanks for putting together the game. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. You got any final parting thoughts for the 8th annual Pledge Drive Telethon?
We'll have to watch the tape, but I hope it was a good one. And did you hit your goal?
I have no idea. I got 3 screens going here. I can't really manage the finances too.
Okay, so it's like Beantown Red Zone over there.
A little bit. Actually, we got 2 laptops, a tablet, and a phone. So there's a lot going on.
That's pretty good. It's a little bit like when we do our Groundhog Day party, and we've got one laptop playing the film, and then another laptop with this camera on that laptop screen. So we're living in the 21st century for sure.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, thank you for your Oscar you're kind of our red carpet. What do they call them? Concierge. Correspondent checking in from the award show. And you got any? What's going to be the big upset on Sunday night?
I'll say that Amelia Perez will win Best Picture.
That would be like Crash 2.0 when everyone got really pissed off. I haven't seen it, but I've heard the ending is a wild ride. So I don't know. Have you seen it?
No, I actually I need to look at the list of nominees, but I usually get to about 1 or 2 of them by the time the Oscars actually happen, and then I spend the rest of the year thinking, oh, those are the movies I'm going to watch to catch up, and then most of them I never see, but not for lack of desire. You got to watch Nora. That's a good one, but be ready. There's a lot of screaming, so be ready. Wow. Yeah, so I don't know. That's I guess that's my pick. I'll have to totally shooting from the hip, having not seen it. All right. I heard there was some scandal there, though, with the lead actress or something. Had some kind of sketchy tweets or something. Not that I've seen, but I haven't researched it yet, so we'll do that later. Well, now I'm basically just Bobby Moynihan's character, where he's like, "Yeah, you're the one about the," and makes up something absolutely ridiculous. Drunk Uncle, he's a classic. Oh, well, that's a great one. Oh, and then the Anthony something, Anthony Crispino or something. It's like Anthony Crispino or something like that. Yeah, I think that's it. It's like Anthony Crispino or Cristiano or something. Yeah, exactly. That's a good one. That's pretty much what I've become. Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Well, appreciate you calling in. Appreciate you supporting the show. One of our Topaz Elite members will get you that gold jacket one of these days. But thank you again. We appreciate it, and congrats on the geography successes.
Thanks. Appreciate it, Q, and long live Beantown. Talk to
All
you
right.
later.
Yep. Take care.
Bye.
All right. We're trying to do one last call here because it's been a game of telephone, as they would say. We're trying to get an international caller live on the show here. We'll see how it goes. I got to tell you guys, hey, there it is. Boy, it's awfully cacophonous over there. This is going to be tough on the stream. It's awfully loud over there, but thanks for calling in. The tough thing about Mexico is there's so many hours behind that when it's 3 hours into a live stream here, 2.5, and it's 9:30 at night. Over there, it could be as early as 5 p.m. So you call back, it's cacophonous. You want to have your loved ones on the show, but when it is just boom, 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 it's tough. And now we're being asked to run the live show when we were trying to end it 5 minutes ago, just to extend it to get this my fiance to call me back. So we got this much left in the Mormon Coke, and it's less than a finger if you're measuring at home. And got to tell you, I ran out of. We did our ad reads, we did our songs, we did jingles, we referenced Beantown Podcast at yahoo.com about 20 times. I don't know, guys. Let's hit the comments here. Instagram Live, YouTube Live. I want to give a quick prayer to the Lord for all the technology holding up tonight. It's been better than it has been for many years here on the telethons. But I do want to say that you can comment, of course. This is your last chance to get in your comments on the live streams. Anything you got. You want to air a grievance? What's coming up on the Beantown Podcast Season 8? Well, next month is March. That means St. Patrick's Day. That means birthday podcast. Means The Fugitive. So we got that coming up. We have a Shamrock Shuffle in 3 weekends here. Looking forward to that, 8K. Then we get to April. That's when I'm getting married, which is crazy. We'll have to figure out how to do a wedding show, not at the ceremony, not at the reception. We do have a Instagram comment. Thank you. What's your opinion on DePaul basketball this year? Well, we've got, I think, 2 conference wins now, which is 2 more than we had last year. So there's a lot of progress being made. We have Coach Chris Holtman has brought a jolt of energy to the program, and I even helped him hire a member of his coaching staff. So I take a lot of pride in that. That's actually my official job, is to help people do that. Basketball is just one of my many areas, my functional areas. But we're on the up and up, 2-15 or whatever it is, way better than last year. Watch out, UConn, because we're coming. Looking ahead to May, we have, of course, the 8th annual Beantown Podcast Horse Names Special. You definitely want to submit your names. We are running out of space. I'm not kidding you. Submit your favorite horse name of the year. This is completely creative. It's not a real horse. It's your own. If you're going to buy a horse and name him whatever you want, whether it's Rusty or Secretariat 2 or whatever you want to name him, get your listener suggestion in to our show in some capacity. Tweet at us, Blue Sky at us, email or text us. You can always text us or put it in the memo of a personal check sent directly to my address. We will read all of these submissions live on air, whether they make the top 10 list or not. I'm usually able to reserve 1 slot for the horse names for the listener suggestion. And I wasn't kidding. We've got a fairly full list. I think we're at 9 right now. So there may just be 1 more slot here for the listener suggestion. But get that in before the Kentucky Derby, which is usually like the first weekend of May, something like that. Has anyone in the comments, anyone ever had a mint julep before? That's what I would like to know. It's bourbon. It's minty. I imagine, having never had it or seen it made, you got the sprig of mint at the top. It's like if you had the clear Sprite. I guess all Sprite is clear. The Crystal Pepsi, combine it with a little bit of bourbon and an aperitif, and he put in the mint at the top. All right, that's a mint julep in my mind. Here we got the potentially last caller of the night, because I really got to wrap this up. I'm dying here. My Mormon Coke is gone. All right, Beantown Podcast, 8th Annual Pledge Drive Telethon Fundraiser, live from Mexico. Who do we got here?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You reminded me of earlier on the show, we had the idea of a new girl group called the Spice Rub Girls, and we were coming up with names. There was Teriyaki and other ones I forgot. What else? You're the spice expert. What else could we have? Maybe that spice from Dune?
The spice of Dune is good. It's beyond the other spices. Teriyaki, soy.
They were this is my bad. They were the Spice Rub Girls.
All right, Gwen. We just want to say hello.
Hi, Quinsta.
Hello. Oh, we got the whole family here. That's very exciting.
Yeah, where's my phone? Show the dog.
Dead air. What'd you guys have for dinner?
It was an Italian restaurant, but it was a buffet. Yeah. So everything, it's incognito buffet. Yeah.
Probably have some spaghetti, some cacio e pepe, linguine. Amanda hates lasagna. Uh-oh, that's embarrassing. I think we're losing you. This is tough. All right, we lost the Mexico stream. Tariffs are a bitch. That's it, guys. 2 minutes, 2 hours. Yikes, 18 minutes in. You know what's tough about this? You take an edible 2 hours before showtime. Then you play 3 rounds of hockey, NHL 11. Good stuff there. And then, I forgot to mention, I didn't even mention this. Our opening songs, we played 2 songs. We're just now mentioning what they were. That was In Reverse by the War on Drugs and The Getting By the Killers. And those are 2 songs that I never played on the piano until rehearsal this afternoon. I think it went fairly well. I don't know for the audio audience if it's going to come through well. It's always a risky gambit, Gambit, Channing Tatum. Heads will know. When you're doing that type of setup. And frankly, I don't know if it came in well on the YouTube or the Instagram either. But those were the 2 songs we played. And then you got to use your water to keep the Instagram stream upright. You run out of your Mormon Coke. And after 2 hours and 19 minutes, there's between the edible, the sativa indica, as we would say. It's the Latin name for it. It's the genus and species of the flowering plant. And the lack of hydration, and frankly, just having had something around 3,000, 3,500 calories total in the last 5 days, you start to run out of gas, as we would say. But you'll never run out of gas with the Beantown Podcast. You'll never run out of gas supporting local charity. We've got at least $100, $200 or so going to the United Way of Metro Chicago. Thank you for supporting. There's still time to donate. Pledge Drive month is still 2.5 hours left, so you can follow the link, GoFundMe or Venmo to donate. We got listener prizes, all that fun stuff. We'll get to work on those limericks and those coasters very soon. But that's it. I wasn't bluffing. I am ending it here. So for all of us here at the Beantown Podcast, I need to try to have some of my rice and beans for supper. The audio audience is going to get a little Tishomingo blues the way we typically close. So you'll have that to look forward to. But for Instagram, thank you for watching. For YouTube, a full stream, thank you for watching. Really appreciate your support. Thanks, everyone, for calling in. We got a YouTuber commenting, ask what the Venmo is. That's a great question. I don't know. I think it's just my name with a dash between my first and last name. Let's confirm. My Venmo is Quinn-Furnace. That's a hyphen, in case you're wondering. It's just my name with a hyphen in between. So that's what I have for you. We are going off air. We're going dark here. Thank you to everyone who commented. Thank you who called in. Thanks for playing our games. We got through all our games. We did everything. Thank you, everyone, again. Social media, that's it. Instagram, you're the first to go. If I can figure out how to turn it off, is it just the X button? We'll try it. I don't know. It didn't work. There it is. Bye, Instagram. YouTube, 2 hours, 20 minutes, no interruptions. Way better than last year. Excellent. Thank you, everyone, for watching on YouTube. Goodbye. And for our